guys, welcome back to my Civic Duty. Today we will be talking about the origins of the United States of America. So though there are several debates about who first discovered America, one thing's for sure is that in 1607, 13 British colonies were formed. They were Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, and South Carolina. These colonies were created there under the orders of King James I of England for the purpose of establishing permanent settlement. Now, after a while of living in America, the colonies grew more independent of themselves, as well as individualistic and self-reliant of British laws and rules. Therefore, they started to become rebellious. They wanted their own government and freedom, free to make their own laws. They were also against the inflation and excessive taxation that the British had put upon them. So, though the colonists were feeling this way earlier on, it wasn't until 1775 that they went into war against the British, and it was called the Revolutionary War. And although technically the United States won the war in 1783, they wrote up and adopted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. The 7 main writers and framers of the document are Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, John Adams, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and Thomas Jefferson. The document composed of expressing their thoughts and feelings about how their now unaffiliated country, the United States, would operate under its own power without depending on them. Here's an excerpt of it. Okay, this document sounds good on its face, but imperfect and flawed on certain parts of it. At the time that it was written, the slavery of Africans was not against the law, and yet you wouldn't know it by its wording. This part right here kind of tugs at the heart. If it were true, but it wasn't, was it? I'm not sure why the framers put this part in unless they wanted to appear better than the British or to appear honest and great men for the sake of history. It is a well-known fact that the British and the 13 colonies both owned enslaved Africans at that time, meaning some of the framers, if not all, owned some. And as we know, enslaved Africans had absolutely no rights, not even one. If they had wanted to be true in their words and honest, it should have read that all men are created equal, and this includes those who are enslaved Africans from the coast of Africa on this soil of which we have inhabited, including others without rights, to be treated equally, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and thus are free to come and go freely to their respected countries, or remain as free citizens here. And it also should have been included in the Bill of Rights in the Constitution as law.